know why I feel this way. Every day I wanna run away. I think I'll go back to that place I stay. Play on the server the TimeShot way.
Hello people, it's Poet, and welcome back to TimeShot. I did so much work, and that's kind of inflated by the fact that what happened is I actually deleted two whole episodes that I did, which to me, like, I've said to people that I've done this before in the past, that I've deleted episodes, and my explanation as to why is because I'm the most critical of my content. Ooh, look at this. Actually, before I continue that, I got my draw distance down. Looks like, yeah. Every time I switch between my dinosaur world and TimeShot, or iron and coal for that matter, and TimeShot as well, my draw distance changes, and sometimes I don't remember to put it back. But there, anyway. I'm the most critical of my work, probably, than anybody else. This is what we got for resources lately. I got all this wood on my bar here. I'm going to start putting it into here, I think. Yeah, that's a good enough spot. Cracked stuff. So, what happened is I actually recorded two episodes, and they were both over an hour long. And like I said in, I think, the last episode now, because now I'm getting my numbering all mixed up. Like I said, I want to keep the episodes a little bit shorter. I want to try to do that. I want to stay a little bit more focused than I have been. At least try to do that. And do my best with keeping it within half an hour episodes to 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever it's going to be. So I'm going to try to get everything that I have to say about a certain topic. If I want to talk about something, like a certain topic, I'm going to try to get it all out within that time limit. I know for me that's very, very difficult, because I tend to like going in circles, and in going in circles I try to remember different things and different angles, and you know that. But let's at least start with what changes we've done. I'm trying to remember now from the last episode, which is a long time ago now, because I recorded two episodes that were both an hour long. And I've spent probably a good 12, 13 hours, maybe more, on the server doing work. Most obvious being the wall. The wall is coming along very, very, very rapidly. I'm trying to get this corner done first. I don't know why, really, except that you can see it from the road. And I think I like good first impressions. And a lot of the people, the first time they're on the server, they're just going to be following the pathway. They might not necessarily go this way to my house. They might just go along the pathway here. And the first thing you want to see is a nice completed wall, even if the rest of it isn't exactly all completed. But I wanted to at least start from this corner, just for looks. Let's see. Oh, there's another huge build that I started working on. I'll show you guys that. But yeah, finishing that wall is so difficult. Just as I'm doing one huge stage, and I think that I'm doing a lot of work, I get to another section of the wall, and I haven't even done half of the work that's needed on it yet. It is a huge project in itself, and I don't know why. I wanted to finish the wall before I started really working too much on the interior of the land there. I've got some little roads marked down now, but it doesn't really show much, so I'm just going to go and show you guys what I did work on. I know that in other people's videos, I think both Fabe and Wyntr's, and could be Codes as well, I don't know, they showed you this, which is something that I worked on purely for cosmetics, Poet Shipping Inc. And this took me probably a good couple hours to build, which it doesn't look like this would be a couple hours, but minor details again, you know? It's all in the little details, just doing little arches on all sides and spacing it out and making sure, like, this whole mountain wasn't here. Again, this It's not much of a mountain, I know, but this ground was level, and in fact, there was actually a giant hole here. I wonder if I dug. No, I was going to say, is that where the hole's going to be? This whole thing was actually like a pit, and I made it into another incline. I got some little shipping containers and crates and bales and stuff, a little crane pulling the hay bale off of a boat and into the chest or something. I don't know. I ran out of some materials, so I'm not quite 100% finished yet here. I might come back and just finish it, and I just put all that wood back in that chest, so can't finish it now. But here is the little dock that I've got. I like this look of the dock. I don't know if you guys would remember way back, way back, to Red Cubed, season 2. It was, I think. Was it? I don't know anymore. It's been so long, I don't know. But me and Huck were actually building a dock at his house, and that actually kind of inspired me to build this one the way that I did. And I did borrow from that side too. So I built that little dock, and it looks really nice. Pigs everywhere in Liam's house. No other work done to the bridge or the tower. What I think I'm going to do, the tower is basically done. The exterior of it is done. I'm going to start adding other towers to it, kind of spidering off of it. But that's going to be like a far future project. For now, I like how it looks as it is. So I'm not going to touch it until I'm done some other projects. And then I'm going to go back and start finishing that one. And it's going to look really, really, really nice, I think, as I envision it. Also heard on Fabe's episode that I watched just recently that he was thinking of working on the Nether hub, which is good. But he's really busy, obviously. I mean, we all are on the server, and that's kind of the thing. We had a monthly server meeting where we can kind of just talk about server politics and kind of just put policy down. Little things. If I'm to give you any inside information as to what we talk about, it is things like, what should we do towards the Nether hub? What should we do towards new members joining? What policy should we have for that? What should we do for logos and stuff like that? We talk about all the little things that make this server a little bit more professional than most. And one of those things we talked about, like he said in his episode, was the Nether hub, getting it done. And I think I jokingly said, you know, Fabe, do it, Fabe, do it. Because he's actually, I think, one of the better builders on this server. That's my opinion. And I think that he would be great to design it, if nothing else. I don't expect anybody to build it just themselves. I mean, that's kind of crazy. He was saying in his episode that, you know, he felt like he had to design it and build it. And I disagree completely. I think that we could get a team of like 5-6 people on here, even a team of like 3 people, and just tear down what's there, dig to where we need to be, whether we use TNT or not, you know, and actually start building up. It wouldn't take too long if we had a little team of people doing it. So that's kind of what I envisioned. And we're probably going to have to bring that up at the next server meeting too, because I don't think anything will be really done by the next server meeting, in my opinion. I don't know. So anyway, another thing I decided was that I'm going to be moving this building far from the wall, and that's kind of the little walkway I've got along the wall will go up to about there, maybe even there, say 2 blocks away. So things like this will be in the way. So I had to move everything. And I don't know what I'm going to do for plotting out the land. I think I'm going to actually tear out all of the stuff that we've got here, even this little farm here. I might move the farm temporarily down underground and just kind of work from there, and then plot out land. I don't know how I can do that either. It's almost like I gotta download our own world download. You know, like I gotta go on our Reddit and download it, and then put it in single player, go in creative, and and just kind of like plot out land for myself. Or I guess I don't really need creative for that. I could do it here, but it's a little bit more difficult when you have to physically run from side to side, moving blocks and things like that. Or I don't know, maybe I could even just take a screenshot from like up here, and then just even in Paint or something, or Photoshop, just kind of draw out the little plots of land that I want. Do I want this gravel walkway still? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm gonna have to really go through some designs that I have mocked up, and kind of just go from there, I think. We got some donations, so I'll take care of that now too. And I know that time is actually flying. It's amazing when I usually go for an hour talking. I look at the time and I realize, like, oh man, we gotta fly here if we want to get on a topic too. So the topic I wanted to talk about, I did talk about this before. And it's about something pretty important and something pretty controversial, so I'm not going to even talk about it until we put down the donations, at least. So let me get to that. Actually, I do have them marked down already, because like I said, I did record this episode before, 2 episodes even, in fact, before. So I'm just going to show you guys the update. We got a donation, just a donation, and I started building out this room. It's starting to take shape slowly, but here's the donation. Is from iJedi. Is $45, and he left a Codes Ambush note with the donation, so I will also put Codes Ambush as the note on his donation. So thank you very much. You get your name in this room. It's much appreciated. I don't think that he had one in the other room. I should actually go check, because like I would like to update them if possible. I'm just gonna do a quick check here. I don't think so. No. So yeah, there you go. If you have donated in the past, just let me know and I'll update the sign rather than adding a new one, because otherwise it kind of gets crazy. So in the Amazon room here, this is where the Amazon room is. Nothing built out in here yet, but we got another one, and this is on a very temporary pole. And this is from Jose M. And the note actually that it came with, this was actually a bread pan. Now, don't make fun of me for wanting a bread pan. I appreciate it so much. I'll tell you why. Because when money is tight, like it is for me, money is really tight for me. That's a fact. It's nothing. I'm not ashamed of it. It's just kind of that's the fact of life. You know, money can be tight. So because money's tight, I can't really afford to go and buy all the food that I want. And what I find is you can make stuff from scratch very easily. And bread is one of those things. Because what do you always have a lot of? Sugar, water, eggs, flour, salt. Basics like that. So you can easily make bread most of the time with what you've got. Even if you don't have eggs, you can substitute it for like oil. And even if you don't have flour, you can substitute it for I don't know what, oatmeal or something. I don't know what. There's always a substitute. There's always some way of making bread. So giving me a bread pan, it helps me so very much, so very much. The message that Jose left, I think I got it right here, isn't it? Right here, right here. I got 2 of them in front of me, but this is the newest one. It says, "You can say I was on the fence about getting a gift note." So I put "on the fence" as the message. Thank you so much, bud. I appreciate it. If you want to donate, links are in the description. 50% of both of those donations, the value of the bread pan and the $45, 50% will be donated to charity at the end of the month. So good things come from good things. So let's move on to the topic now. And I know that I only got probably about 15 minutes left or so if I want to be fair to you guys. So this actually came up from a comment that I received on Twitter. And while I talk about this, I'm going to actually maybe continue with the pathway here. A little walkway here. But the comment was actually for me to check out a video, and this is a video that I had actually seen before. It's an older video, I think, for YouTube standards. It's been around for a while. It's got like 7 million views or so. So, you know, a lot of people have seen it. I'm sure that most of you watching will have seen it or have seen something like it. And the video was about a homeless man that these two guys who run this channel found on the street, holding up a sign basically saying, "We'll work for food," or, you know, whatever the sign said. And they did a very, very, very kind thing. And that's what I want to really make sure you guys realize, that I love the fact that they did this. I think that it really was a very kind gesture. It was an awesome thing. They made someone's day. What they did is they gave him a makeover. They gave him a haircut. They gave him a hot shower at a hotel. They let him stay at the hotel for a couple nights. They gave him a really nice steak dinner, all-you-can-eat buffet type of thing. Steak dinner. And they gave him new clothing. Plus, they gave him a lot of plugs. Like, they shouted out his details, and I think that ultimately led to him getting a job again. And apparently, it led to his wife getting back with him again. There's a follow-up video. His wife gets back with him. He gets new teeth because I think people donated to give him teeth surgery, dental surgery. So really, really, really good things. But I kind of had a problem with it. And you see, this is where, like, there's two sides to it. Like, yeah, there's a problem with it. I don't think that it's a bad thing necessarily. Because, like I said, it's a really good thing that they made this guy's day. And I've talked about in the past, like, if you want to give your money to a certain person or a certain charity or a certain whatever it is, that's your choice. I mean, you have the choice to give it to either one person or a lot of people, and they chose to give their charity to this one person as opposed to a lot of people. But what bothered me about it was kind of how it was presented. And the way that it was all presented was very much almost like not a sales pitch, but almost a publicity stunt. It was done as a publicity stunt. Like, you could almost tell that they were helping him for monetary benefit, which is totally not cool. Now, of course, I have made videos in the past obviously saying, like, you can't assume things like that. You know, you gotta have an open mind. I don't know them. I don't watch their channel. I don't even remember what the channel's called. I'm sure a lot of you guys will have heard of it. Like I said, the video and the follow-up alone, if you combine the two, have like over 10 million views or some crazy number like that. 9 million, 10 million views. So you guys have seen it. You guys know what it's about. I don't know what it's about. I don't watch their channel. I don't know what their characters are like. I don't know what they're like. I watched a couple other videos of theirs because I was on their channel. And that's kind of what led me to get that impression, though, is because of the way that they present themselves as kind of being not the responsible type, more or less. And maybe it's just how they present themselves. But it seemed like what they were doing to help this poor guy who was obviously going through a hard time, was homeless, was in dire straits, in need of food, in need of money, in need of everything. And it seemed like they did it to get the monetary value from it. And I know what they spent on him was about $1,000. Let's round up. I'm probably being generous with what they actually gave him. But I'll say that it was about $1,000 in the clothing, in the giving him a steak dinner, in the cheap motel they bought him for a couple nights. It was probably about $1,000 they spent on him. But what I kind of did the quick math on, because when you're a YouTuber, you know what other channels make. You have the experience to know that a certain number of views results in a certain number of advertisements, which results in a certain number of dollars. And it kind of, when I put it into that perspective, and I calculated quickly in my head, and I could be very wrong, because these calculations do vary incredibly, but it came out to being about, it came out to being about, if I include the follow-up video that they did, about $13,000 that they got profit off of doing a video about this homeless guy. And another thing that they mentioned in the follow-up video is that other homeless in the area were actually starting to harass the homeless guy that they helped. You know, they were jealous. They felt like, why aren't we getting this kind of attention? Why aren't we getting this kind of help? And rather than addressing that, they blew it off. And that was one of the other points that I really didn't appreciate seeing, was when this guy, when they asked him, like, oh, are the other homeless guys still bothering you? And the guy says, yeah, but I tend to ignore them, you know. They could have addressed it. They could have talked about it a little bit. They could have maybe given to some of those people who also really need the help. I mean, it was really, 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 really awesome that they helped that one guy. Don't get me wrong. I think that's just amazing, brilliant, wonderful in all ways. But to go so far as to acknowledge that there are other people out there that need the help, and then just to change the subject, something about that just didn't sit well with me. And the fact that they did make $13,000 from the video, and they don't appear to be, and like I said, my opinion could be very wrong, and I really, really do hope that it is wrong. I hope that someone in the comments sets me straight and says, no, Poet, you big idiot. You know, they donate to charity every week. Thousands of dollars they give to the homeless fund of whatever. I think they were in Florida. They give thousands of dollars to that charity. I would be so blown away. That's heartwarming to me. But to have helped one guy, it almost seemed like it was for the monetary value. And then in the end, I realized, like, yeah, they did make like $13,000 from it. And they acknowledged the other homeless, but didn't do anything about their situation. It's just kind of sad in a way. I know that they can't fix the problem. They're only two people, and $13,000 certainly doesn't go a very long way to helping that kind of a problem with homelessness and poverty and so on. But, you know, every little bit helps. Even to just tell people at the end of the video or something, like, here's a list of the homeless shelters, you know, and their mailing addresses, please give what you can, or whatever it would take. It doesn't take very much to put the word out there. And so, I don't know, I just look at what I do for what I have. When people donate, like they did at the beginning of this episode here, I would feel so rotten if I was making a profit off of that. Like, if I were to go and help someone out, but then have 13 times the return on it, I couldn't feel good about that. I would have to give it all away, or give at least 50% away, like I do in the charity that I give to. I don't feel right knowing that someone pocketed $13,000 because of a homeless man's plight. It just doesn't sit well with me. But like I said, also, you know, it's eye of the beholder. They may be very, very, very charitable. I don't know them. I hope that I'm wrong. And so that's kind of just how I look at it right now. I hope my opinion gets changed. If not, if my opinion doesn't get changed, it's very unfortunate that that's kind of the world that we live in, is that, you know, people can be that way. And they were seen as being heartwarming. But in reality, you know, is it heartwarming? I don't know. It's just, it's one of those things where it's a very, very, very touchy subject. Yes, it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing what they did for that man. I think that that part was really heartwarming, that they changed this man's life. They changed his life. There's no question about that. But what they got in return could have changed so many more lives. And I really hope that that's what happened. I think the episode has to end now. I could go on about it. I did have another little minor story about that, kind of just related to, you know, I don't judge people on how they spend their money, especially if it's for a donation, helping one person as opposed to helping a lot of people. That's up to the person to decide. You know, everybody has a reason for donating what they donate and why they donate it. And that's not really your decision or mine to make. But the big issue comes with, you know, whether or not the money was for monetary reasons or not. And I hope that that's not the society we live in. I really hope that we're not to the point where people are making money off the plight of others. That is just so, I don't know, Charles Dickens-esque bad. You know, it's just, I hope that that's not what happened. I just hope. And I hope that I'm proven wrong. And I keep repeating that because it just, could you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you put that into perspective? These two people do a wonderful thing, but then they basically did it because they knew that they would get such a huge viral return on it. And that's kind of the way that they present their channel, so it makes me kind of sick knowing that. So when that person, someone showed me on Twitter this video and said, hey, this is really heartwarming, it was very, very nice to see them taking care of this homeless man. I've had friends who were homeless, myself actually. I myself haven't been homeless, but I've known friends, like I said, people who were very, very, very close to me, either were homeless at one point in their lives, or were very close to being homeless at one point in their lives. I've been in financial situations where I've had almost no income and didn't know how I was going to make it tomorrow, kind of thing. So I think that it's really, really, really wonderful that they helped this person, but it's the monetary value thing, you know, when they make money off of it, that upset me. So hopefully you guys can kind of understand where I'm coming from. I'd like to hear your opinions on it. I'd love, 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 love to hear that I'm wrong, that they do give to charity, that there is more to the story, or maybe I'm just thinking about it too much. Maybe I'm just taking it too seriously. Let me know that too. I don't know. Write that in the comments. But I think we're done for now in this video. I see that the time has basically elapsed as to what I want to leave myself these days. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And do all those other awesome things that people do. We'll see you next time on TimeShot. Don't forget to donate if you so choose. And I promise that I will not accept a donation for monetary benefit. Craziness, isn't it? But we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.